Welcome back to the channel. Today I have this big box which has kind of had everything ripped off of it, but if I can get this in shot, we have a 12 booster box booster case of Supercharged Breaker, which is the Japanese equivalent of, or half, I should say, of the Japanese equivalent of Surging Sparks in English. And pretty much I found out, I've been collecting for, what are we talking now? Probably 6-7 years. 2018 or so is when I got back into the hobby. But then starting this YouTube channel and then trying to keep up with everything. I don't know if anyone else has discovered this or tried to keep up with all the sets. But I very quickly discovered that if you're going to try to keep up with everything, you have to generate some sort of income through the hobby, whether that's sort of selling singles off that you don't need, grading cards and then sending them off, whatever it might be, to sort of get some return back from what you open. You kind of need that to keep going in the hobby, really. So, I've got 12 packs in total. I've just pulled 4 out. I'm going to open up 4 packs in this video. And then what we're going to do eventually is we're going to have all 12 opened. We are going to have a little experiment, really. We're going to see if you can start a business by opening Surging Sparks, or the Japanese version. Now I've come woefully underprepared because I've not got any sort of implement to cut this. Hang on a sec. Let me see if I've got a pen. See if I can get this open. Yes, so, you could sort of generate some revenue, if you want to call it that, by buying singles, grading singles. But there's no fun in that. There's no fun in just buying singles, and there's no thrill of the hunt in there. It's just buying a card and grading a card, which I do that as well, of course. You have seen some of my openings of Japanese cards, but I thought it would be fun to actually open the cards themselves and then see what we get at the end, and then grade them and see what happens. Maybe we end up at a loss, we make a loss, maybe we come out on top, and then we can use that money to roll into something else. Who knows? Like I say, it's going to be a bit of an experiment. Hopefully you'll all come along for the ride and see what happens. Obviously I've got 4 booster packs here, or 4 booster boxes, so I am probably going to fly through these packs quite quick. Otherwise we're going to be here all night. So I will try to have some sort of speed to it. We've got 30 packs per booster box, which gives a total of 120 packs in total. Got a first art rare. Let me, gonna probably need to make some sort of space here. So yeah, I will try and fly through some of these. We've got our first ace spec. I think we should get 1 per booster box. So in total, we should get 12 of them. So my plan is to grade all of the EXs. I'm not gonna grade holographics, although if there's an original 151 Pokemon that is a holographic, then I may grade it. We'll see what they are. I have looked at the set list, but I can't actually remember. Oh, I like that execute one. Very nice. Yeah, I can't remember if there are any Gen 1 Pokemon as holographics. Oh, and we've got our first secret rare. So we should get 12 secret rares in total once we have opened all of these. Obviously the Pikachu special illustration rare will be the big hit of the pack or of the set. Let's try and rip it down here and see what sort of... I never like doing that. We've got Feebas. There we go. Nothing, luckily, because I feel like I destroyed the corner on those ones. Oh, Fanpy with Don fans in the background. That's a very nice art rare. So where was I? Yeah, we should get 12 secret rares, 1 per box. Tatsugiri. So the EXs like this, these will be graded as well. The art rares will be graded, and I'm not sure if I'm going to grade the ace specs. I'm undecided on that at the moment, because obviously they're sort of playable cards, but I'm not sure what the demand would be like to have them graded. I mean, you guys will have to let me know in the comments. Do you think I should grade the ace specs or not? Or do you think I should leave them as they are? We've got a Durant. I really like the Durant special illustration rare. I am hoping that we can pull one of them because they do look really nice. Actually, it'd be quite nice to get 2 or 3 because the way that the art is drawn, they lead on from one another. So if you put them next to each other, it looks like it's sort of a continuous line of ants, which is actually really cool. What was I saying? The ace specs. You'll have to let me know in the comments. If people think I should grade them, then I will send them off as well. And we will see what results we get. Obviously, I'll do some sort of quality control before I send anything, just to check. You know, I don't want to send things off and get PSA 4s or things like that. That little guy. So yeah, I will check to make sure that I'm sending things off that realistically have a chance at getting a 10, PSA 10. But we are almost done with our first box. What have we got? We've got the 3 art rares, we've got the ace spec and the secret rare, and we've got 3 EXs. So there's possibility that we'll get 1 more EX. In the 5 packs we've got left, we've got Killer Watch, or just a Watch Roll there in the middle of that pack. Just Togepi hanging out in the middle of that one. Little dudes hanging out back there. So yeah, the kind of we've got a slacking EX. So yeah, the theory behind this is, like I say, if you're trying to keep up with everything in this hobby, it's an expensive old game. I'm going to put the bulk cards to one side. Obviously, buying a booster case of cards isn't exactly cheap either. But if the theory is that you can get a little profit off the top and use that to make your collection bigger, that's sort of what we're here to check. But, these things are a bit of a pain to get into. I should have noted the price for the entire booster case. I will give a full breakdown at some point, quite possibly the next video, because stupidly I didn't come equipped with the numbers. But there will be a chance to have the numbers at a later date, because obviously I'm going to have to factor in the grading costs. But currently we are, let's say it was about £340, I think, to buy the case, the booster case, from Japan. And then I had to pay a delivery fee, obviously. That was, I think, £40. And then I had to pay VAT, value added tax, and the sort of handling fee that it was shipped through DHL, and they stick on another £11 or £12 handling fee, which I think is a bit of a scam really, because you've already paid them 40 quid to, oh, we have Pikachu. That's one of the good ones we want. Just breaking my thought there. Yeah, you've already paid them £40 to deliver the item. And just because they send you an invoice for the VAT, they then stick on another £11 or £12 as like a handling fee or processing fee or something. which I kind of think, well, you're processing the item anyway, so why am I being charged an additional fee? But unfortunately for international shipping, there's no real way to get around that. You either pay it or you don't have things sent to you from international locations. So it's kind of is what it is, really. So that was what was that? So the VAT and the shipping fee was an extra £90. So what are we then? We're at 340. 40 for delivery, 380, and then another 90. So we're at 470, roughly £470. Just for the booster box itself, which then if you take grading into it, obviously we're probably going to end up grading quite a few cards, which generally are about £12. Oh, and there's our secret rare. We've got Tatsugiri with the crown on top, terrestrial or terrestrialized Tatsugiri. Yeah, if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, say we're going to get 9 hits per box. It's roughly £12 per card. So we're looking at what, 120. If it's 9 per box, we've got 12 boxes. We're looking at, hang on a minute, just trying to do some probably quite easy math, really, but whilst you're trying to open packs, it's a little difficult. So you've got 120 by 10, so, or 12 by 10, 120, and then take 12. We've got a little butterfly dude. So we're looking at possibly max is we're going to probably send off 108 cards. So at £12 a piece, we're looking at a lot of money. I'm not even going to try and work that out, but what is that roughly? Over £1,000, isn't it? Easily. 100 by 12 is 1,200, and then 12 times 8, so another 100 on top. So yeah, we're looking, and then I've got to pay postage both ways, so it's getting closer to sort of 1,400 ish. So really it's going to be about £2,000 to get everything graded, and then of course you have to sell it, which it's not easy to sell on eBay, especially, you know, if you don't have the big huge cards. You know, something like a Durant is not going to move particularly fast compared to if you get the Pikachu Secret illustration rare. So you are sort of left to sit on the product for a while. But yeah, and the margins aren't probably going to be that good for a Durant EX. You get it for, say you get, I mean, probably get a bit more for this. This is actually a really nice looking card. I'm just going to show that off a little bit. Yeah, I mean, you grade a Durant for 12 quid. Who's gonna, who's gonna pay? You might get 30 quid for it. And that's if you've got some sort of hardcore Durant fan. So then you've got quite small margins on a lot of the cards. Oh my god, I really did not come prepared for this. But that's all part of the experiment. That's kind of, what this whole thing's about. It's just testing what's possible, what's not. Hopefully people can follow along and see what happens, We might end up losing money. We might end up gaining money. And that can be, like I said earlier, that can be used to either further a collection or roll it into another booster case, or sort of the sky's the limit, really. Just going to tidy these up, pop that there. We've got 2 Skeledirge in a row, holographics. Right, we are halfway through now. I'm going to start speeding up I'm going to try and be quite rapid on the back end, because I feel like I've rambled a lot. I can't see the counter on my phone, but I'm guessing we're quite a way into the video now. And we've got another butterfly. Oh, that one slightly chafed against the plastic as it went in there. Possibly not gradable now, who knows. We will find that out towards the end of the pack openings. So I'm going to do 4 booster boxes in this one. Then I'll do 4 in the next, and then 4 again, just to sort of break it up. And then we will have a PSA video, so I'll go through what I'm deciding to send off. Now the grading, I do have stuff with them at the moment, and it is taking a while to get through, probably about 2 months or so. So I've got no idea when I'm actually going to get them back. Oh, yes, we got a Magneton. That is a very good hit. One of the bigger AR hits in the set. Yeah, so it's sort of a longer term project to do the whole thing from start to finish, which, potential opportunity costs, if you're sitting on that sort of money, waiting for it to come back, and then of course trying to sell it, the opportunity costs to try and buy other things or add to your collection, it's possibly a hindrance in that, well, it would most definitely be a hindrance to most people, because there's not a lot of people don't have huge disposable incomes. I certainly don't have a huge disposable income. But we are gonna just roll with it and see what happens. And then of course, once it comes back from PSA, we can do a returns video, see what the results are, sort of get a sense. You should start getting a sense once they come back, how we're looking in terms of have we made a bad decision to grade everything. Obviously, if I'm going to get back a load of PSA 9s or 8s, or heaven forbid we might get some 7s, which obviously, like I say, I will do some assessments beforehand, so hopefully that doesn't happen, because we don't really want to just throw money away. I know I said it's there's a bit of a weird thing on that. I'm going to chuck that away. Yeah, I mean, I know I said it's an experiment, but we don't want to just throw money away. We do want to be smart with what we're doing. Even though you may say grading a slacking EX is not a smart move to begin with. But maybe everyone thinks that. Maybe everyone thinks there's no point grading a slacking. Oh, hold the phone. We've got a special art rare Milotic. Very nice. Another one of the heavy hitters in the set. We haven't had the Feebas art rare yet, but that pairs with that card. Yeah, I mean, if everyone thinks that there's no point grading slackings, then maybe no one's grading them. And there's people out there saying, where's my slacking? I need a PSA 10 slacking from Supercharged Breaker, and no one's grading it. And that's where we come in. How many have we got so far? We've got a couple of them. So maybe there's a gap in the market. We will find out. We will find out ultimately in a few months' time, once this all comes back. And maybe even a few months after that, once it sits on eBay for months on end. But a good thing with eBay now is, I'm not sure how widespread this is, but here in the UK, we don't have to pay selling fees anymore. So what you sell, you get to keep. So say I sell a slacking EX for $29.99, let's say. Let's be optimistic and say we're going to get £30 for it. Then I get to keep it. I get to keep it all, which is a huge help for sellers, that we no longer have to pay the, I think it was 12.8% selling fees. I mean, I used to generally list my items on, oh, hello. We've got another heavy hitter of the set, special art rare of Jasmine's Gaze, I believe that is. Be very careful putting that in. There we go. That's the 4th secret rare of the set. The 4th ace spec as well. Some sort of button. What was I saying? I've lost my train of thought now. Something about eBay and the selling fees. Oh yeah, I used to generally wait until you got the 80% off listing fees or selling fee weekends to list my items, so that you were still paying a fee, but you were paying quite a bit less than what you would pay if you listed it at another time, which obviously still not great because you were still paying some sort of fee. But now we're not paying anything, so it's a real help for the seller. It really helps with the margins in terms of trying to make a profit, and hopefully that will assist us. Another slacking, that one slacking collector in the world is going to be really happy in a few months when these hit eBay. Yeah, especially on the lower end cards, the selling fees were really, it was really difficult to sort of justify selling anything too cheap, because you had to pay the 12.8%, and alongside that you also had to pay a 30p like set fee every time you sold an item. So especially on the lower end items, say you sold something for £2, you sold this single for £2, well, you'd pay 12.8% of that would go straight to eBay. So let's call it 13%. So you've got 26p going to eBay straight away. Then you've got 30p fixed fee. So now we're looking at 56p. And then, of course, you have to actually send it. So if you've got free postage, which I tend to do because it's, I don't always like putting postage on top. I think it's quite nice to offer free postage. But then that's another 80 something p for a second class stamp. So now we're going from what, 50, what am I doing? I'm talking so much, I'm sleeving up a holographic. So now we've got 56p plus 80p. So now we're looking at 100 and, what is that, 130 something. And then you've got the envelope, which is probably about 6p. So you're probably going to make about 50p, 50 to 60p once you've sold a £2 item. And of course, if it goes missing in the post, you've got to give that £2 back, and you're down, what, £1.50 if you take out the cost of the card. So really, eBay fees were a bit of a killer, really. But like I say, we don't need to worry about them anymore. I'm hoping they're not going to go back and say, actually, we quite like charging you, so we're going to do it again. I'm hoping that this is it now. And we can make use of that with this. Oh, Scovillain. That's first one of that EX from this opening. Where am I putting that? Put that there. Right, so we're getting down to the last few cards. We've got another Pikachu EX, which is really nice to see. Hopefully in the next video we can get a special illustration Pikachu, or there's the gold Pikachu. I think there's 4 Pikachus in the set. I'm not sure. I'm blanking on the 4th one at the moment. But the special illustration Pikachu would kind of be... I mean, that would really... Oh, Magneton again. That's a really good one again. Yeah, the special illustration Pikachu would really help the cause here. We would get a huge boost if we were to get that back as a 10, PSA 10. Obviously, we've not hit it this time around in these 4 booster boxes, but we do have 8 more attempts. And there's the final pack. So we'll do a quick recap. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in that final one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we know we got 9 in the first pack, first booster box. So we got 9, 18, 27, 37 cards total for this first one. No Gen 1 Pokemon in the holographics. So they are probably not going to get graded at all. But there we go. We've got 4 booster boxes in the next one. As always, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.